A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once.
Welcome one and all, this is Blaezer RTW. We've got a 4-player free-for-all on the go, or just about to get on the go. I thought, as is what I seem to be doing with the FFAs, is we'll go and have a quick look at the armies first, just to see who and what's about, and then we'll just sort of play it through. It's not actually that long, this FFA, which is quite good. So let's have a look at my first opponent, who I think, as I'm on that hill facing that way, I was hoping to face them. Let's have a look at mine first. So I am my trusty Julie Eyes at the moment. Obviously, if you watched the last battle, you know I've been getting a few tips about army builds starting now. So my army should start taking a bit more better shape, you know what I mean? And there is a certain element to your build defining whether you can win or not, especially when you're against good players. If you're up against, you know, average to good to not so good players, you can almost not bring anything, but you can bring something you're comfortable with and almost make anything work. When you come up against good players, you know, I mean, if you're, you know, like these two here, if these were either side of me, I'd struggle to build an army with Rome to be able to cope with both of them at low money. You know, I might build one for Greece, but then face Egypt, so he'd destroy you, or vice versa. But yeah, so that's enough of that. Let's just have a quick look at what I've got. So it looks like I've got 4 Praetorian Cav, gold. What are these? Archer Auxilia, which look like they're going to either be gold attack, bronze shield, or silver, and then 4 lots of gold urban. So that's a high quality army, if you see what I mean. I was also hoping to face Greece, or that's probably more to do with the lay of the land that I was given than me wanting to face Greece, you know what I mean? Because I knew that I probably couldn't deploy up here. So that's why I faced this way, where I'm likely to be downhill to him in some capacity, but he's obviously facing the other way. So Greece is Lackjack, which is quite funny actually, because I do play quite a lot with Lackjack now, but he's almost exclusively, unless there is literally nothing else about, he is almost exclusively a 31k player. So to see him in a low money battle is quite funny, especially as it was obviously my first encounter with him, but I didn't know at the time. Let's have a quick look what he's rocking. So he's got some pretty mean armoured hoplites there. They look like they're gold. Got some Spartans, and I mean, you can see how he's heavily upgraded his armoured hoplites, but his Spartans don't have any upgrades on. Normally you would sort of go, oh, you're better off doing them evenly, but obviously the Spartans have got 2 hit points and crazy, you know, not crazy, but they're decent decent statistics on their own, if you see what I mean. So they're effectively, you know, probably already the equivalent of got a gold shield, you know, silver shield, if you like. So you don't really necessarily need to put upgrades on Spartans at this level, because they're quite expensive. Got his Cretan archers, they're pretty good, and they're pretty tough when it comes to the end, and they get charged as well. They can hold their ground if they're upgraded quite well. Some pigs. Don't know who he was. He expecting elephants from Seleucids? I'm not sure. But anyway, he's facing Egypt, who is bowmen. Quite, you know, obviously that's a convenient name for the fact that one of their best units is the bowmen. This is much more a typical, not a typical Egypt army, but just the fact that he's got quite a few chariots there. They all look like they're the Egyptian chariots. Probably a rank of bowmen, and then some spearmen. You know, Pharaoh's guards, which are pretty decent if used all right. And then the last guy, who is going to end up looking at it being my opponent, as those two are facing off. Whether I'm going to come up to him or not, I do not know. Dark Knight. I think there was a Zeus that had the same sort of like tags, if you like, in inverted commas. So I don't know if they're the same sort of crew, but whatever. So he's rocking gold companions. Some Cataphracts. Don't know whether he's got anything in here yet. He might have some more. He's gone down the route of having legionnaires rather than legionnaires. Yeah, Legionnaires. Sorry, I'm a plumber, so I deal with Legionnaire's disease all the time. It's like one of them things. They're probably going to be quite highly upgraded, 6, 6, 4, 6, 8, sort of a mix there. And some archers. The Seleucids only get short range archers, I believe. I don't think they've got the tall the long range archers. Ooh. Right, let's get that playing. Let's move this down here and let's rock and roll. I look like I'm obviously going to turn face and start making my way over there, hoping that he's going to come down off the hill. Not sure whether this is scored or not. Yeah, it's quite hard to tell. I mean, obviously, if they were quite far and they started rushing, it's a bit easier to tell. So Blackjack's going to try. Is he going to go for the Pharaoh archers? Yeah, I think he is, and I think he's just catching some of the Pharaoh guards as well. Let's see when this next load of fire arrows come, if we can get right how they're going to be seeing it. Oh no, I think I missed that one. Oh, he's turned his fire off, has he? It must be like sometimes when it's a dawn or a dusk battle, it automatically has the flames on even though it's not dark. You can see from the top here that I am slowly making my way across. He looks like he's going to sit on top of the hill. You know, we've all been there. It's keeping his cataphracts out of the cataphracts chariots out of the way for now. They're gonna, not that they're gonna be totally useless, but if he uses his spearmen right, they're not going to be half as effective as what they would be against me or the Seleucids, as it were, because he hasn't got any pikes. Let's get this going on double, because you probably know by now I'm quite impatient, guys, so I don't like to sit around and just let it work through with the skirmish wars. Keep an eye on myself here. It looks like I'm actually going to come across to the middle. The only thing I can think is that bank there, that angle is quite steep, and this here on the left side of this little tower seems a little bit shallower, so I might be trying to bait him to come down by sort of drifting across to this flat bit where it's sort of honours even, but I'm pretty sure the ulterior of that is that I can come round here and maybe hit from this angle and come up rather than up this quite steep bit here. I'm not sure there's actually that much. There is a difference in it, but I'm not sure if it'll make any difference with regards to the way the computer works out the charge bonus. You know what I mean? It is a hill, just a hill. Doesn't matter how steep it is. I don't know. Someone knows. Yeah, these guys aren't really doing a lot. They're just they're quite happy to skirmish it out. You'll notice that Egypt hasn't got his archers in loose. Did Blackjack have his in loose? I think he did just about, but they weren't really stretched out. I mean, his archers have got destroyed, which is quite funny because I didn't think there was that much between Pharaoh's bowmen and Cretans. Maybe he had one more, and I didn't one more unit of them, and I didn't clock it. Fine, yeah, I didn't clock how many they had. Here comes Greece anyway. He's going to rush. Let's So he's got his pigs on the go as well. Let's stay on this angle so I can just keep an eye on myself as well. I'm up here, so I'm not doing a lot. So you're not missing anything from that point of view. Not that you're going to be missing a lot, even if Right, yeah. So he's brought his chariots in. They're gold. The armoured hoplites. He looks like Blackjack lost his formation there a bit. He's just selected them and pulled them across all in one line rather than at the banks like he did before. What's that, the pigs? Yeah, so the pigs are going some. I don't think they're going to actually do anything. I don't even know if they'd cause friendly casualties like the Scythe chariots do. Looks like he's going to send some Spartans after. Oh no, he's not. He's going to bring them round. Really, the Greece infantry is going to absolutely destroy this infantry as it is with those heavily. I mean, the armoured hoplites they'd be a pretty good unit even if they were the top one. You know, there's many factions that would like to have armoured hoplites as their, their heavy infantry. But the because they're, in comparison to Spartans, they're often forgotten about. I actually think they're pretty tidy units, and I often bring. A lot of them when I'm with Greece because they're nice and cheap compared to the Spartans, and you can upgrade them quite nicely. But Spartans is just Spartans, you know. They got that aura about them, as it were, even, you know, on paper. So I've actually come right the way around. I thought I was going to head up this bit here. I might still be doing it. Yeah, so you can see I'm gonna hit this hill right here rather than walk up that bit. So that should be interesting to see how that goes for me. It looks like Matey Boy's definitely not coming down, put it that way. And I think we've probably agreed, you know, if this was scored, then I would have forgotten about the Seleucids and just banged straight into these two from the side while they're engaged, because I'm that sort of player. You know, it's an FFA at the end of the day. I've got to do what's best for me. And if that's what it is, that's what it is. Some people, you know, you're in an FFA and they write it all out for you before you go, oh, Julio's going to take on this and I'm going to take on them and then going to take on them. You're like, mate, it's an FFA, come on. Right, anyway, so let me just see who's going to get the better of that. Looks like he's got a couple of chariots there. They're dead now, though. He's got a few chariots there. I don't know what his general was. Pharaoh's Guard, Spearman. I would fancy Greece to win that, even though he's not managing them that well. I've made my hit attempt. I think you can see what I've done there is I've sent a couple of units up to distract him. I've probably sent them along here to try and pull his cav that way and to face these. And basically, they're a willing sacrifice for me to get on top of this hill. I've probably figured out, I'm not sure whether it's right, but I've probably figured out that losing 2 cav and having the rest of my army on parity with these is probably better for me than facing all of them uphill. He might be doing the old rope-a-dope, you know, running back into these woods. I'm probably not, yeah, there you go, I'm probably not up to, you know, the knowledge and the sort of second nature of it to think he's got loads of stuff in those woods yet. So that's why I've just followed him straight in the end there. But he's probably expecting me to turn around, but I've actually gone for his general and taken a few out there. So that's not too bad. I'm keeping all these guys distracted. Has he got some chariots there? No, cavalry. I thought I saw some chariots, but obviously not. I'm going to get my cav the hell out of there. I've actually run up, but I'm still on the downhill. I need to be just about here on this line here for it to be parity. Just seeing if I'm targeting his general with my archers. It doesn't look like it. He's got his legionnaires come in. They're not going to do a lot against gold urbans. Is that the Egypt general gone? Yeah, the Egypt general's gone. He's got his Pharaoh bowmen. They're pretty tasty. If they've got arrows left, they will, you know, they will take out a fair few of these pike. Trying to see who they're firing at. Probably the Greek general, but they look like they've pretty much cancelled each other out. So if I can get these urbans in behind this Seleucid general, they're going to be in trouble. He's pulled him out just in time, so yeah, that's good play. He saw me coming behind with his urbans and got him out. Here comes the main charge into my general. Mine's a gold. See, they just braced then, or just sort of, I just saw him in time, so it wasn't a complete blind hit. They've actually tried running through my general rather than at him myself. This has all turned into quite a messy little situation. Is that an urban that's gone? Archer Auxiliary, so I'm not too worried about that. Obviously, the only thing about having them route in the middle is that they affect the other troops by them routing. Yeah, so it looks like I'm sort of trying to surround them if I can, especially the general, because I really want to take that general out. I don't think I've taken anything. There you go. So someone routed. His general's down to 3. If I can get that general, that's pretty much game over for him. All his units are routing. That's going to cause his other units to rout. I mean, his legionnaires aren't even fighting my infantry yet, so yeah, they're gonna enjoy that. Enemy general's gone. He's only got 2 left. He's not coming back. He's got a couple of archers. Might be able to take out a little bit of my army. Probably not enough though. Yeah, his legionnaires are going to get taken out. So it was a bit messy. That it wasn't really a set battle like I probably had planned, but the effect was okay by me because I did manage to get all my other troops on top of the hill. And alright, it wasn't perfect, but it was better than getting hit by all that cav, you know, where this dark patch is here, right on the downhill. So, yeah, you know, have trust in your troops, highly upgraded all of them, bring them up here, and sort of let them do what they're going to do. I'm still having a bit of trouble with these Legionnaires, actually. They must be quite heavily upgraded. I would have thought I would have gone straight through them by now, but one of them started routing, they've been surrounded. As soon as the next one goes, they're all going to go. So we'll come back to that. Let's just see what Greece ended up with, or Egypt, whoever it was. Now, there's the Greek general. Is he still the general? Yeah, so the Greek general's gone for a wander, and the bowmen have actually won that. So I'm guessing they whittled the Greeks right down. And then they're pretty tasty, you know, as in they can handle themselves in a melee situation, these Pharaoh's bowmen. They're like the, is it the Forester warbands in that respect? I think the Forester warbands and the Pharaoh's bowmen are sort of commonly known as the two best archers generally, I think. I could be wrong. So yeah, I'm just doing a little clean-up operation now. What's he got? A couple of archers. Yeah, they're just going to rout. You know, I don't even need to engage them. They're just going to rout straight away because of my numbers. I think he's had enough because he's turned them back in. Yeah, they've broken. I'm just looking to see if I can see any more Seleucids anywhere. Oh, just this one guy here before his army routs off. I'm not... Have I got any cav left? Oh, I was just about to say I'm not chasing... They're just taking that one general out. I was just going to say I don't seem to be chasing the routers down, but that's because I haven't got any cav, so I'm unsure whether it's actually scored or not at the moment. So that's that. If I turn back almost immediately, then it's not going to be scored, basically. Right, so I think that's both those armies actually routed. Let's have a look at what we're dealing with then. So Egypt, who really... has probably got the units left he didn't think he was going to have. Silver, 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 silver. I think they're all silver, silver by the look of it, and his numbers are 23, 32, 39 and 27, so all in about 120 bowmen at silver, silver. My guys are just starting to come back up. Don't know whether we've got any arrows left. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 90. So I'm archer wise I'm 40 short, but I am on top of the hill. I don't even know if he or I have got any arrows left. Infantry wise 28, 20, about 50, you know, 50 odd infantry. Yeah, I'd like to say that it's a gimme that I'll beat these, especially if they actually come up the hill to me, because I'll no doubt just chase that. If they start coming up that hill, I'm just going to run straight down and meet them halfway. If they stop at the bottom, I'll probably still make my way down slower. So yeah, he's probably seen that all my guys are exhausted, and he's thinking he's going to run up. Whether that's going to... Yeah, you see, these guys are already thinking twice and they're winded. They're going to be tired by the time they get to the top of here. My guys are exhausted as well, but I've still got my general. B, the Roman morale is really good. C, I'm on top of the hill. And manpower wise, I've got twice as many troops. And yeah, if they're going to do that, then I've definitely won, basically. So we don't need to really see what's going to go on here. There's not too much left on the timer, so I'll just put a double speed on. If he's going to put them all up one by one, they're definitely going to lose. They are firing. They're better archers than me, but they're going up the hill. Yeah, my guys are firing as well, so I think he just needs to sacrifice his couple of bowmen, because I can't really see how he's going to win it. See, they're pretty, you know, at least they actually made it to the infantry to do it. I'm just going to probably run down now. And that will be all she wrote. So, yeah, nice little battle. Didn't really lose too much of it, apart from, or gain too much from it. Maybe the one thing I would, you know, take from this is the fact that I actually took the time to not run straight up this hill and just attack him blind. I sort of tried to find my best, once it was obvious that he wasn't going to come down, I tried to find the best way of getting up, which in the end turned out to me to be this way. But what I had to do was sacrifice effectively a bit of cav to keep him distracted to get my army up there. If I'd have just run him up there, he would have just ran all his cav across and downhill charged me. So yeah, Bowman got a fair few kills. To be fair, the Greeks, not that big army, if you know what I mean, but it was bigger than what I faced, I think, only slightly. So yeah, I mean, the difference makes up for it. So I have the most Ren remaining, I got the most kills, I was the last one standing, I won. Good times. Right then, yeah, see you guys next time.